Hey everyone, Maury Dunbar here at Painted Studios. Thanks for popping in early on Friday. Give me just a second to pull up my feed here. Well, that's yesterday's video. That's not today's live. Things have been a little laggy on my computer and stuff today, so I'm hoping my internet does not do something bizarre and freeze us out. But with that in mind, I'm not going to take a long chat for introductions. We're going to get into foiling our giant tumblers that we cleaned, put Set Coat Clear on, and then put foil adhesive on. Now I have given these have had approximately 18 plus hours to set up. I did later yesterday come back and put foil adhesive on the one that you saw me clean and sand, so everything's set up, and my studio has been really warm. I kept it extra warm last night just so that we wouldn't have any problems with curing, and that made a lot of difference for us. So let me throw the camera down. Let me move those back a little bit so that we're not looking at just the tops of tumblers. Now I have picked out color combinations for each of these. I thought they were kind of fun. So the first one we're going to do is our gray one. And I thought I'd do London Fog. And I'm doing two colors on each. So this part here will be one color, and then this part here will be another. I thought, and then we may glitter the crap out of them and all kinds of stuff. So the top area here is going to be the London Fog. The bottom part is going to be, what is this? Cracked silver ice. So I'm going to start with the bottom. I'm cutting pieces a little smaller than I might normally do because I want to deal with the bottom and not have it come up. Now I haven't decided if I'm going to take the bottom part and wrap it up to here, or if I'm going to have the top and wrap it down. But either way, I have a definitive line of places where things will go. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut a little square of our cracked silver ice, which is very similar. It's pretty much a silver shatter. I'm not sure why it's called cracked ice, but it is. I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it on the bottom, and then we're going to smooth it around. And having the handle right now is really nice because that gives me a little extra grab. Now, I told you that I found these inexpensive hard toothbrushes at the dollar store, but I was frustrated because even then the bristles weren't stiff. Well, yeah, this morning actually, I took the toothbrush and cut the bristles by half and made them much stiffer, and I think that will work better because I found even with the hard bristles, they were just not firm enough for being able to get into crevices and stuff. So we're going around the edge and we're peeling that off. And if you look, I got a nearly perfect release. And look at how well that released on the bottom there. That's really good. I'm very happy with that. So the next thing I'm going to do now, if you're not familiar with foils, foils have a pretty side and a not so pretty side. And it is always the not so pretty side that goes down to the adhesive. Now I can set this down because I'm on parchment paper, so it will not stick hard to the parchment paper. And I'm carefully trying to line this up so that I don't get a lot of wrinkles, but you know, you guys know me, I get wrinkles on everything. It just is kind of part of how I work. So we're going to get this around here. Make sure I've got it all laid down. Plus this is slightly cone shaped, so getting it perfectly smooth is not always easy. But we've got that on there. I'm going to stick my hand in here. I'm going to take my little brush, my little nail brush. This brush I happen to have gotten in Cape Cod because it has these shorter bristles on here and they're stiffer, and I prefer that. Regular nail brushes tend to be a little soft. Also, I use 3M ones from Home Depot. Those are really good too. They look like little scrub brushes, sort of like this, but in white. So I find that I get a better release with a stiffer brush. And look how great that looks. Oh yeah, that is awesome. Now the Shatter, the silver cracked ice one, is definitely a fabric friendly foil, so you can use it on clothes as well. And I'm going to do the top, and actually I think because of the way this rolled, but I'm going to hold off for, well, am I going to hold off? Sorry, I'm thinking as I'm doing this, I'm going to take some thinner strips so I can, if I can get my hand in the scissors correctly. I'm going to get that rim, and we're going to do, ooh, my scissors are, these are not my good scissors, or I got something on the blades because they don't want to cut well. I'm going to take little bits of strip and put them around that lip area because I've already gotten some foil up on it, just trying to do the base, and that's fine. This is such nice, easy release foil that I can do this without really even scrubbing too much. I can just do this with my fingers. So you can see I put it right there. I'm just giving a little rub with my fingers, and it's, I did that with my fingers, but I let the other piece drop on here, so I'm going to carefully pop it up like that so I don't release any by mistake onto the top part, although that can happen. That's really cute. That's really going to be cute. Let's take a look. Since these scissors seem to be working better than my big ones, let's use these. All right, I'm just lining up around that lip there. Just lining that up. Giving a little rub. If I wasn't getting such an easy release with this, I'd use my little toothbrush here. See, I can take my little now extra stiff toothbrush, which is so much more helpful, and come around here. Let's pull that extra little bit off. Get that. And we're just going to work with some fun combination. Whoa, I'm throwing things today. This is going to be my day. I'm going to be knocking things over. Now, those little tiny scraps are not scraps we save to give to you in packages. Those really just aren't worth keeping. I mean, they're shreds. And I'm just catching any spot that looks like I missed a little something. This is a great pattern for blending because it's non-directional, and when you go over it, it blends really, really easily. All right, let me do it this way. There we go. Yeah, I got a little pattern up here, and little tiny crackles of it, but that will not show in the end. Let's put that over to the side here. And then we're going to get out our London Fog. All right. Definitely need to go and get my nails done because they all fell apart yesterday. And it's time for a manicure because I can't even peel tape. Now, I'm going to take a piece of this, and this again is not a directional foil, so I have some play with this. Let's see if this is going to be... and if anybody's wondering about these are actually beading scissors, and I got them on Amazon like 3 for $6 or something like that ages ago. I've had them forever. I have like 3 more pairs of them. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm trimming that little bit of silver edge off of there because that's like fabric selvage. So if I don't remove it, it could possibly just transfer a silver line if I don't watch it. And since we all know I can get sloppy, I'd rather remove it first than have it be a problem later. All right, now this is a V-mask style foil, which means that it likes to roll on itself and make me crazy trying to lay it down. So hopefully we'll get this on here all right. And most of it's on, but I'm going to have some spots that I need to work with. Now, I'm going to have to go in under here. I'm going to have to touch up along the edge up there. That's not a big deal. This has a frosted carrier film, so this will show up brighter after it's been released. But as you can see, as I'm rubbing it, it's getting even frostier. And what that is that the foil is transferring to the surface and the carrier film is releasing back up. So this is actually a good thing to see. And this foil transfers so easily. It's really one of those lovely ones to work with that I have super easy transfer with. I have done a whole bunch of pieces of furniture with this. It's been really a great one. And again, this foil is called London Fog. And actually, I named this foil. Our manufacturer, Jennifer Ferguson, did a naming video or naming post on Facebook, and mine was the one chosen, so I named this one London Fog. So I love this foil. So now I'm going to come through here with just my scrub brush just to get any little extra bits that I didn't easily release with my fingers. And there'll probably be a few patch spots. I mean, I already know there's one that's right in here. And oh, wow. First of all, great release. And then look at how beautiful that color is. So let me come back in and let's start doing any spot that needs a little touch up. Spots that I missed, spots that had a little crease on it. See, there we go. It patches in really so easily. Because again, this is a non-directional foil. It's a modeled pattern, which makes this kind of thing very simple to do. Now I'm going to come in here and get right around the handle. And we're going to foil all three of these today. Now, one may be a little more challenging than the other because it's a very clearly patterned foil, but we'll get there when we get there. Down here, and there's a little bit of pattern bleed with each other right down here. So if I needed that to be a crisp line, I would have been a lot more careful. That may be where I put a line of glitter, because that would be fun too. Here, and you may not see them, but I can see some breaks in the foil, so I am just touching those spots up. You know, where things folded or creased. I just want the whole surface completely foiled. Now, if I wanted to put go and use my Cricut and put some lettering or something on here, the next step would be to seal it up with either some Set Coat Clear or a layer of AquaGuard, because those things have things like the lettering from when you use from Cricut, they have an adhesive carrier film that if you don't have this sealed up, it can actually rip up the foil. I know because I've done it. And it's not some of my prouder moments to see that just kind of rip off of the surface. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. All right, let's come see what I've got here. All right, I think I've got pretty much all of it done. I'm just feeling for sticky spots. And this is one of these things you kind of have to turn it because you can't always see this. The base is close enough that you might not see what's going on. But there is our color combination of this silver cracked ice, which is a shatter pattern, and then our London fog, which is gorgeous, and it's a different shine level too. This is extremely shiny. This is much more satiny in its look, and I love the difference. But I think probably what might happen is that I come and now looking at this though, see I had a little bit of pattern transfer down here into the shatter. So I may have to touch up with a little bit of our foil adhesive just to clean that up. Because this one releases so easily. If this one's at all sticky, that's a problem. So my thinking is that if I was to do this kind of a foil and this kind of a foil again, I would probably seal this up before I release this foil. And I think that would be the way to go. So that may be what we end up doing today, because I have some other ideas of patterns and where it's going. All right, let's roll these foils up. And of course I've lost the pieces of tape for both of them. So I'm gonna just set them aside and then I'll retape them when it's time to put them away. Now, for our one here, I have either our Kenji and our Alexa Leopard, or I have the Tuscany Haze and our, which foil is this? Luna Leopard. I was originally thinking these, but because it looks a little too close to what I just did, I'm actually going to do the Kenji and the Luna Leopard, because I'm kind of really into this pattern combination. So again, we're going to take our Luna Leopard, and I'm going to, now this is a translucent foil. If you look at it, while you can tell the front from the back, you can see through this a little bit. You might be able to see, the way the light's shining, you might not be able to see it, but it is, I promise you. So we're going to cut a little piece of that. And then I'm going to cut a little bit to go on the bottom. Ugh, what is on my scissors? These are in terrible shape. I don't know what got on my scissor blades, but I'm going to have to go clean them later too. Yeah, I mean, this is very transparent. So this is going to release substantially darker than it looks sitting here on the white. On the black, it's going to be a much deeper, and you're going to see the gold more, and it's going to be more reflective. It's going to be gorgeous though, I think. So let's get this on here. Oh, look how pretty that is. Just beautiful and rich, not light colored. And I got a little, that got stuck on a different cup. So we're going to set that one there. And then we're going to take this over here and we're going to line it up. And I'm going to apply this as carefully as I can. Everything's sticking to me now, and that's not what I was aiming for. going to get it off. Okay, we got that all on. Let's give it a scrub. Now this isn't great easy release foil 2. This is fabric friendly, so you can use it with the fabric adhesives and use this on clothing or tote bags or hats, shoes, anything you want. But remember, it is a translucent foil, so your undercolor is going to matter a great deal. This is so pretty. And the brown that you see on here transfers very, very sheer, so you don't see that as much as you might see the black and the gold. So I'm going to take that little strip there. I'm going to put that to the side. And I got one little spot here on this back edge that needs a little bit of attention. It's right where everything overlapped. There we go. So this is the area where there's a little seam, so be aware that that happens. And that's why you never see me putting edge to clear edge. You want it so that you can lay pattern over and kind of blend it out. And that really makes a big difference in your transfer. Oh, things are sticking everywhere today. Now, let's come in here. We're going to do like this. Okay, I'll take another. Oh, it's cold enough that the static is a serious issue with everything too. I gotta set this up right because I can't do this one-handed and get a straight line. All right, there we go. Wrapping it around. So I've got that piece right on there. I'm gonna take my little super stiff toothbrush now that I've trimmed the bristles. Look how nice that transfer is. Oh my God, let go of me. The static is so bad. All right, now we're going to take this last little bit. I think that might be just enough to get us all the way around. Now, like I said, I'm kind of going seasonally, so the silver one was winter. There'll be some glitter on there to make it even look wintry, snowy kind of feeling. This is my autumn one. The next one is going to be spring. Let me make sure I got all these edges nice and crisply. Go. So we've got the bottom done, and I am going to do what I said, so give me just a second to go over and grab some sealant. I use a little varnish plus gloss. Normally I would choose something a little thinner, but I only have AquaGuard satin over there right now, and I don't want to dull this with satin. I want to keep it shiny. So this will work. I'm going to take a little brush, get into my satin here, my gloss. I'm going to seal this up right along that line there. And we'll do the other cup while this dries enough for me to come and do the top, because this should dry. Super thin coats dry very quickly, but I want to seal up any sticky surface here so that when I put the other foil on it, I don't have the same issue I had with the first cup, which is little bits of transfer that I'm not happy about. The other cup, I'm just going to touch up a couple spots with a little foil adhesive, and when that's set up, I will finish up the whole thing, and that's fine. Again, I don't need those lines to be absolutely perfect, but I'd like them to be as crisp as possible. Okay, so we've got our, which one is this? Alexa Leopard on the bottom, and we're going to come back and do Kenji over the top. I'm going to set that to the side. That will dry quickly. Let me put it down here by my heater. That will help speed that drying up. We're going to do this one, and we have options. So I can do the top in our purple, what's this one? Purple Leopard and Snake Bottom, or we can do the top in the Snake and the bottom in the Leopard. And I'm going to probably choose the Leopard for the top for a very specific reason. And that is because this pattern has a really distinct repeat. And if it gets crunched up when I'm doing the top, it's not going to look as good. So we'll do the Leopard for the top, we'll do the Snake for the bottom. And look at how cool that snake is. Let's see if the scissors will get me through this one. Okay, it got me through, so let's hope for the best. Now, let's do this. We're going to have a little fun. We're just doing different patterns and seeing how they work. Again, I'm going to lay this down here. And because this is cone shaped, it wants to come up over the bottom. So I'm going to try to be a little better with this than I have been and trim this just a little bit right here so that it doesn't go up way over the top. I don't care if it gets up to the lip, but I just don't want it to come up here. And we're going to give this a scrub. And no, I forgot to do the bottom first. That's all right, I'll get there. So this is, what is this, Raven Snake? I can never, Raven Snake Purple. Again, this is fabric friendly, but it is a completely translucent foil. And if you lay it down, it's hard to tell the pretty side and the not pretty side apart, aside from the fact that this is slightly more matte. So when we ship it to you, we put little pieces of tape on the side that does not go to the adhesive to help you out. I know that can be a challenge to get the right side where it belongs, so we're trying to help you out with that. And this is why I left this cup lavender. I wanted to take advantage of the fact that this would show. All right, let's see how we're releasing. That's all right. And there. Lay it back down. Any place that didn't release well, I'm coming back over, giving it another little scrub. And as I pop some of those little folds out, I come back and scrub them in, fill in the spaces that didn't get any foil on them. And that's the beauty with foil, is you can lift it up and lay it back down. Especially when something like this has a pattern, because that's kind of the important part of it. So you want to make sure that you fill in any spots that need some attention. And a round shape like this is not easy. First of all, you can hear my parchment paper crackling all over the place. But, you know, a flat surface, easy peasy, you just kind of lay it down and scrub it and then release it. Round surfaces like this can be a challenge. Get off of there. Especially if your foil isn't as, you know, all easy release as some of the others are. And not every foil releases the same way, but we've got our pattern on here. And it's cute, but it's going to need a little touch up in a couple spots. So I'm looking to see where my pattern repeats so that I can touch it up. There. And back here. Get some more purple in there. So even on your touch-ups, trying to find your pattern is important. And of course, it still wants to crinkle on me. So I just have to be a little more patient than I'm normally known for. There we go. And a little bit right there. That's definitely better. I'm going to take this and we're going to come up on here and get the bottom, you know, the part that I missed before that would have made it easier for me to have done first. And I bet I just laid that down. Nope, I did it right. Thought I had the wrong side for a second. So I'm going to put that piece to the side. And where is my foil that I just had? There we go. We still have that edge to do. And I'm going to take my own advice and put this little piece of tape on here just so I don't lose track of what side goes to the adhesive, because I thought I had messed that up before. I'm happy to say I didn't, but I thought I had. And then I'm going to get, let go. Let's come in here. Shortening those bristles up on the toothbrush makes all the difference on how well this functions for me. here. More, and we'll be at the finish point, and I can seal this up, and we'll come back and do the top of the other. One spot, it just doesn't want to grab any foil, even though I know there's adhesive there because I can feel it. So we've got that done now. Okay, I'm going to pull the piece of tape off there because I need it to hold the roll of foil closed. And look, I found the tape from the other rolls. Okay, so now we're going to take, again, normally I would use AquaGuard satin because it's a little thinner than this and it just needs a thin coat, but I only have it in satin and I want a gloss coat on here. So I'm going to take this, put a little Varnish Plus gloss on here. And the water on my brush is actually pretty useful right now because I have a water bin in front that I threw the brush into. So it thins this down just a little bit, so that will help it set up faster for my next layer. And all I'm doing here is just preserving the two separate edges so that I can foil two colors and have them not stick to each other like I had a little issue with right in here. So we'll close that, do that, put that away, close that up here. Let's pull this one up. Yep, this is sitting in front of the heater, made the surface nice and dry, and it actually warmed the surface up to make it even easier for me to release the Kenji foil on here. So we're going to take a little piece of Kenji. I'm going to cut it here. Weird scissors. Now I'd have to check, but I am not sure this is a fabric-friendly foil. I think this is a V-mask foil, so it's probably not fabric-friendly, but I'm going to have to check. Because sometimes the things that I think aren't fabric-friendly might actually be okay. Taking off that silver selvage. Alright, let's see if I can get this to lay down right. Of course I can't. Of course it wants to just roll. There we go. I think I got it on. This is not at all smooth, as you can see. This is all kinds of wadded up. But I will still get a beautiful release from it, and then I'll touch up whatever needs to be touched up. But battling that curve gave the foil a really nice opportunity to bunch up on me. Now again, this is a slightly frosted carrier. Not too frosted. This one's pretty clear, but this is a very easy release foil. on really early today because I am going to take today's my son's day off. I'm going to take him out for a birthday lunch. So I'm going to finish up here with you all and go take my son down to Chinatown and take him to this cool hot pot place. Yeah, this is such an easy release foil. Look at how beautiful that release is. I mean, nearly 100%, even with the weird crack spots, which I'm going to touch up, but I'm going to get all of these other spots first. Get in here with the toothbrush underneath. Get around the handle. So good. So good. And this looks so good over the black too. Probably going to need a little more foil because I cut this one. For a change, I cut a little sparingly. Usually I have more than I need. This one is just going to be barely enough to do this and some of the touch-up. So I'm probably going to have to cut a little more. Okay, let me get another little piece. Scissors that don't make me crazy. I'm just going to take a piece like this, come in here, now that I can get that smooth. Where is my slightly bigger scrubber? And that just fills in those funny little cracks. You can see the release on the back. It fills in any place that, because the foil puckered on me so much, I just need to clean it up. Does a beautiful job like that. I'm not worried about my selvage edge now because I'm keeping it below where any exposed adhesive might be. This may be my favorite one ever. So I'm really, really enjoying how this is releasing on here, how this looks. Here. Little spot right up here. Let's go over here and get this. Okay, this looks fabulous. And even the little cracks in here, the very faint lines that show up from where things puckered, even if I go over them and fill them in a little bit, it looks more like cracks in the stone, which is ideal. Although I can, you know, keep scrubbing some foil on here and it softens them a lot. I'm really liking how this is coming out. Really, really coming out well. I am super happy with this. I'm just checking too for places that I actually skipped getting any coverage on, because the handles are always the awkward spot. And so it's really easy to miss a little spot around them. Now I will probably take this off and retape when I put the epoxy on them, but we're going to do that later on. But look at how great that one came out. Oh, I really like the Kenji and the Alexis Leopard together. That's really, really cute. So we got one last one to do. We're going to use our Purple Leopard. And we're going to use it here with our Raven Snake Purple. Now this is absolutely a fabric-friendly foil. And we're going to see how well it does on the release here. So I'm going to take, I haven't used my Purple Leopard in quite a while. I usually pull it out like in the spring and then again in the fall for Halloween stuff. But this is my spring cup, so why wouldn't I want to pull it out for spring? These are the colors of many of my favorite flowers. I am a lover of wisteria and irises and hyacinths and tulips and stuff. So these are really some of my favorite colors here. Okay, let's get this all down. Yeah, I got a little creasing right here, so let's see if I can smooth that out a little bit. Now that spot's gonna need some attention. I can see it already. See if my little bristles, because I can see that this might be a slightly broken up release. Again, I'm going over a lighter color, so any place that the foil doesn't grab, the lighter color is going to peek through. And if I don't like how this releases, I'm going to have to seriously consider what else I'm going to do, and I have a feeling it might be purple glitter. So let's pull this off. Let's see where we're going. Oh, there's a whole big spot there that didn't get anything released on it. So you can see the undercolor is sort of peeking through here, which I'm not loving. So I'm going to take another piece of foil, and we're going to work in filling some of that in. And then I'll probably put on some purple glitter and stuff on here to grab any of the open spots, because I do that a lot when I have a release I'm not 100% crazy with. If this had been black, it would not have shown the same way, and that's okay. This is part of why I share your background color making a big difference in what happens. We needed the light background color, the lavender, for our snake, But up in top, black might have been a better choice, but I wasn't going to paint half the cup. That's not what I wanted to do. So let's see. I'm taking my super, super stiff, heavy-duty scrubber and seeing if I can get a little more release on here to fill in some of those open spots. That definitely looks better. Let's come back in here and scrub some more. That doesn't want to grab right there, I don't know. Well, the second pass made a big difference. You can see I got a more solid release. Makes me a lot happier. There's one spot here that I'm just not happy with how it's grabbing, so I'm going to come back. Put a little more. Oh yeah, that made a big difference. Big difference. So let's now come in and get under the handle. Now that's going to be a challenge because this will not fit under there. This will. I think my best shot is the toothbrush. And then coming back and foiling it again like I did the other areas, because otherwise I'm not going to get a very complete release. Here. Now this little scrubber is working really, really well right around the handle openings, so I'm pleased with that. That's coming in That works very, very well. I'm going to still kind of trim this. I'm going to shove it kind of under here and see if I can't get a little more leopard release on here. Made a huge difference. Much, much better. The second pass helped everything along. Let's see. Here, we do this a little bit. And this happens because foil is not a perfect release. It is only a few microns thick. Your undercolor makes a huge, huge, huge difference on how it will read in the end. And sometimes, and plus I brush this on, so there's a little texture from the brushing, and I have to work with that as well. But as you can see, the second pass with foil made that so much better. Now, do I have a little line here? You bet I do. Am I going to figure that out what to do with that? Absolutely. I will come up with a solution. Again, probably glitter. We know I like my glitter on my cups. But today was getting the foils on. And a little spot that's completely missed. And I just keep coming back to any place where I can see that the scrubbing needed a little, you know, a little extra oomph. And that's one of the nice things about foils. And they're so versatile. And they're so friendly to not just use, but if you need to patch something, if you pay attention to how your pattern works, you can patch in very, very easily and have a really nice result. Okay, I think, check that one little spot that had it. There we go. So I'm really liking that. Yeah, it's still got some rough spots here and there that are not perfect. Like I can see one right here. So I can come back in with my foil, find a place that's got plenty of foil to release, come in with my scrubber, peel it off, and we patch that back in. And I've still got more plans for this, but I think we're getting to exactly what I need. So here's this one with the leopard and the purple leopard and the raven snake. We've got our Alexa leopard and Kenji. And then we have our London fog and silver cracked ice. All right. Let me put this up. I am so pleased with how these are working. You know, sometimes my cups are great. Oops, sometimes my cups are great, sometimes they're not. Today, that all came out really, really nicely. I couldn't be more pleased. And so we're going to put them aside. We'll come back to them next week. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.